Alrighty, good evening and welcome in, everyone. Hope you all had a great week so far. It's Thursday, which generally means that it's NGS night. But tonight I have here with me is Meebus for his inaugural cast, as we have people leaving the lobby. I'm not sure what's going on here. But Meebus,
It's
how the heck
confusing.
are you?
I'm actually doing great. Bit nervous, but otherwise feeling
No,
overall pretty well.
no reason to be
How about
nervous.
yourself?
I'm doing well as well here. Just excited to have you here. I know you and I talk quite a bit about Heroes of the Storm, so really excited to
Yep.
get you here. I
Specifically Uther, but we won't get into that yet.
Unless if they ban it or otherwise don't pick it, then we will have the
Then
problems.
I'm going to be disappointed.
Absolutely. So here we go. So we have our Division D East matchup here tonight. We have the Tar Pit Tipplers taking
E, not
on.
D.
Oh, did I say D? I'm sorry, E
Yeah,
East.
you said D.
E Division, the D there, but E East. I apologize. But again, teams still stay the same. Tar Pit Tipplers taking on ReGen Rebel. So I'm going to go ahead and swap over to here. Just take a quick peek here at the current division standings. We have 30 seconds of Mosh still currently sitting at the top. But Tar Pit Tipplers sitting at third. They do have 2 points. They did get the win of their first game of the season 12 here, and Regen Rebel looking for their first win. But I do know that 30 Seconds to Mosh and Wood League Airlines play tomorrow evening, so we can look to shake up the top of this division here.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. I believe actually with Top Hat Tipplers and Region, it could still be close. We only have one match so far for every team, so data isn't exactly concrete at the moment.
Yeah, so it's just these numbers will change, subject to change. I should put an asterisk there somewhere as well. But yeah, so like again, we are waiting. Looks like we are still waiting on one member. I know we had a little bit of a banter. Jump back to us here. In the pregame stuff, coin flips, map picks, all that good stuff. It's tough with children and jobs and IRL stuff. So the fact that we can get at least 12 people remotely on at the same time.
We're very close, just missing one,
Yeah, absolutely. Which if they
which
get
is
home from work,
impressive for NGS.
that is true. And then they were actually polite enough to let us know that they may be a little fashionably late. Captains with the gifted sub to Dark Knight. I appreciate it, Dark Knight. I will have to. I don't know if I can show that on on stream, but maybe if it's a normal or at least an NGS stream, I can play that good old laugh as well there. But no, as we wait here, so I put this together here for us. But it's I call it just Dax is a hero showcase. But two players that we will most likely be looking at here tonight. We do have Postman Pat playing Tassadar last season, 64% win rate on that particular hero. And Bud Lightyear, Jaina last season, 60%. So Battle of the Mages here in game number one.
And both honestly very terrifying given the right circumstances. Both have slightly different playstyles, but ultimately can lead to both blow up and macro advantages for each team.
Yep, absolutely. So you go both mages with the wave clear, both pumping out damage. The combo potential from both of those mages as well is there as well. But yeah, looking to pump out these damage, maybe some bans. Let's see if these teams did the scoutings. But looks like we have the last person in here. So let's jump over to the map picks and bans, the map selection screen, see where we're at and how we got here. So Tar Pit Tipplers is the home team. They lost the coin flip. Regen Rebel opted to go with the first hero pick. So Tar Pit Tipplers went and banned Towers of Doom and Brax's Holdout, while Regen Rebel said no way to Sky Temple and Alterac Pass. And we're heading to Volskaya Foundry for game number one. What do you like to see here on Volskaya?
Volskaya can be quite a brawly map actually, so I'd like to see some good either sustain to get through these longer fights or just someone looking for that quicker fight to just raise the tempo and get through it. Because honestly, that may be the best choice so you can keep an advantage over the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, you have those control points, those capture points, A, B, and C. You can opt for a quick kill, you can do sustain, you can do double support, but a lot of the talents in the stacking heroes can stack off of the Triglov Protector. This particular map lends itself to the late game, so late game heroes like the level 20 upgraded Leoric, maybe a Zeratul, or whatever these other players have in their back pocket.
Yeah, again, those scaling heroes can come and play. This is one of the maps where we see Zul'jin more often, all things as Tychus. Both things where their auto attacks do still stack off the Protector. I almost called it a Punisher. Not even the right universe for the map.
Yeah, it's the Overwatch universe, but like all the pictures of like no Overwatch heroes on this particular one, uh but it says Volskaya Foundry, but when you load in it says Volskaya Industries, which is very strange, but you know, here we
Hopefully you have
are.
the right map.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. So it doesn't say sandbox, so we're okay there. But I'm just again, everyone has the same portrait, so I don't know who's on teams. So let me up to that to get that situated.
Hopefully everyone's fine with how everything looks.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start.
Very good, very good.
I don't know if I have that one.
I don't want to know if I have that one. I am keeping my ETC true.
Yep, absolutely. We are 30 seconds to mosh. All right, starting. Alrighty, so gonna hit that button and let's head into the draft.
Let's
My
go.
favorite part, my absolute favorite part of this game here, the game of chess when everyone else is playing Parcheesi, or however that saying goes.
Thought it was checkers, but there's always someone to make a new saying.
I guess let's send it in. So actually, as we head into the draft here, breaking news: Zagara actually disabled from the hero pool from the mothership themselves. So kind of like we saw with the Stukov a few months back, Zagara. So impending patch. So I'm guessing I did see on the Reddit that the patch wasn't going to hit this week. So doing the player base a good solid favor, and just removing her from the game.
And it means for once we don't see a Zagara ban out the gate. Do
That
see
is,
Lucio coming in.
yeah.
Very interesting. You go.
No, I was gonna say, I said, yeah, and then I said, so we'll usually see what the Storm League bans are. So yeah, so whoever has second pick usually has to ban the Vala and the Zagara. So
But a miracle has occurred, and they don't have to ban the Zagara.
that is true. So they're gonna go ahead and target the Chromie, which I believe Prostman Pat does play Chromie as well.
Yeah, and I do think on this point the poke can be quite threatening as just constant damage being pumped in.
All right, so Lucio, another good healer. We did see that as the first ban there, has the potential to with high five, really good cleanse, the AOE shielding on the beat drop, and the sustain healing. His healing doesn't really necessarily revolve around his mana, kind of like Brightwing. So ReGen goes ahead and takes out the Johanna again, leading me to believe another AOE cleanse there from the Falling Sword. So maybe some Wombo combo potential coming out here from ReGen.
But also Joe's just a good macro tank, especially for maps such as this where she can get you wave priority over top bot.
Alrighty, and the Gazzle ban. So they're going to let Taco potentially have May first pick here.
Which is something that not a lot of teams I've seen do recently, but however, they do take the Vala first.
Alrighty, looks good. Vala, good, solid hero. Again, Volskaya Foundry being a late game map will have, she'll be able to have potential to continually scale higher and higher, especially with Fire Out Will at level 1 going, unless she opts for Q. Q can do some damage as well, especially to that Triglov. But there we go. We do see Tar Pit Tippler is going to go ahead and lock in Sonya, and
Vagina.
There we go. You are correct.
There's Vagina.
Mm-hmm. So let's see if
these are still pretty standard picks out the gate. Nothing too surprising. There's Taco's May.
Yep. So Taco, again, that was another consideration for the hero spotlight. I think across all game modes, I think Taco has a 63% win rate on May, but I wanted to keep it kind of even with roles. So mage to mage or healer to healer. Yeah. So I just wanted to keep it along those lines. But and then Li Ming able to poke. This is one of her better maps, I think.
I've definitely run into Taco on May in Storm League, and that is honestly terrifying half the time.
I faced it a time or two, like just within Nexomania, in scrimming them, and yeah, there's something to be said about muscle memory and just being comfortable on a hero. Absolutely. And knowing those boundaries.
So On our second ban phase, we do see Stukov first. Again, you're all standing on a small point. Very good value from him for this. So, not a surprising ban.
All right, and then out comes the new Barak ban. So what's left? Diablo can get some value here. Murden still up and available.
ETC.
I like ETC here, especially into the comp that they have. Maybe ETC, Uther, do the holy cow.
I
combo.
pray for an Uther main tank. We can still see it. That's a Lily and a Raynor being picked up. And I know you are a Raynor fan, Dax.
I am a Raynor fan. So the Lily makes sense. Gonna probably go ahead and try and blind the Vala. Raynor with now again with Jaina can pair it with Ace in the Hole, getting the extra damage from the slows. Jaina providing slows essentially on her entire kit. But I still think Exterminator Raynor is extremely powerful. And if you don't play Sylvanas, I mean, just having Exterminator boosts the turrets on the point, kind of like Sylv's Merc Queen. So here we go. Prostman Pat's going to actually go ahead and grab the Ragnaros, going to be able to soak lanes while the objectives are going. So I like the pick up there from the side of ReGen, and then Sylv
And
is going to
appearing.
yeah, I was just saying, and then we get probably the
Do they
May
expect
light
to blow
bomb.
up with this spin?
I think so. All of May combo with a light bomb on top of it, and then all of Li Ming and Vala damage. Might be a little too much for
I'm more thinking
Lily
of
to
pull.
handle.
Mal'Ganis.
Alrighty, I'd love to see a good Mal
What a
Ganis.
spicy ending to the draft.
Yeah, you don't get to see
Yeah,
too
it's
much of
coming off of-
Mal'Ganis.
Sorry, you go.
No. I was just saying. I was just mentioning that you don't get to see a whole lot of Mal'Ganis.
I'm very interested to see what they do with this.
On
Do you have a
on the Tar Pit Tippler side?
Yeah, I've not seen much Mal'Ganis in NGS, so it should be very interesting to watch.
Alrighty, so jumping back to us here while we load in. I don't know. I mean, they have the Yeet from Anduin, but again, that's Mal'Ganis himself provides a ton of CC, and then Jaina and Raynor can do a ton of damage as well. So this is going to be very interesting, and I can't wait to get into these games.
And even the Sonya Ragnaros is an interesting matchup for the solo lane in general. Don't think Rag can get too aggressive here.
No, I guess it depends on what he ends to build. I mean, if he wants to go meatball build, he can kind of poke Sonya from afar. Yep. But Rag, if he does go Q build, does get a decent amount of % base damage, which doesn't hurt. But the only thing you're going to really do to slow Sonya down is hard CC, like a Uther.
I love me some Uther. I'm very, very disappointed I haven't seen it so far. They still have another map to please me, at least one map minimum. I want to see the Uther. However, Dax, who are you willing to cast a curse for this map? Who do you think has the stronger coming into it?
I'm not sure.
I personally think they're very close.
I don't know. They let Taco have May, and I'm gonna lean that way with Vala. I just think Regen scales a little bit more, especially if this game hits level 20, the third capture point. But hey, maybe I cursed him. So heading in here to game number 1 on the left-hand side, we have the Tar Pit Tipplers. We have Bud Lightyear on that Jaina, Michigan G30 on the Lily, Pyromania on the Raynor, Hailstorm on the Mal'Ganis, and Jadro on the Sonya. And who do we have?
On the right-hand side. Oh.
Nope,
and on the right-hand side, we have Taco on May, Syl on Anduin, Postman Pat on Ragnaros, Beastfriend on Vala, and Sylphrenia on Li Ming.
Alrighty, so the typical sprays as the teams meet here in the mid lane. Out comes the Meatball, taking a peek here at some of these level 1 talents before we get into the scrap here. Taco is going to jump in there, but great stun coming out from Hailstorm is going to follow up with that
Taco is getting
sleep.
rather low, but is pulled out to safety. Should mention that Sonya has already split off to get Soak.
Yeah, so it looks like Jatro may continue, or maybe just catching that, but in comes the rotation. Taco trying to get the flank there, not able to demount Sonya there, but looks like Sonya's going to go ahead and potentially double soak.
I was about to say, very interesting rotation by Tar Pit Tipplers as they head to bottom to start.
Alright, so
Camps just coming up.
Yep, 1 minute here, so we do see the side of the Tar Pit Tipplers going to go ahead and get a good jump start on the, the fortification camp. Usually you want to take this right here about 1 minute in, because about 30 seconds into the first objective, if capped exactly right away, you will actually have the opportunity to gain 2 turrets. And, 2 turrets equals about, I think, 1.5 DPS. So can really swing the tide of the fight here on the first
Very
capture
much makes
point.
a difference. Not even, and that's ignoring the experience bonus that it can give over the enemy.
Exactly. So ReGen capping their fortification camp shortly after, as both these teams still just try and figure out what rotations they want to do, positioning around the support camp here. But looks like just full-on rotation, 4-man squad top and mid for ReGen. And we got the full 5-stack here in the mid for the Tar Pit Tipplers.
Yeah. Honestly, just been a pretty safe opening for the most part. Bit unorthodox on the side of Tar Pit Tipplers, but still very safe. We do have our 4s coming in, and do you want to go over talents real quick?
Sure, absolutely. We might see this come out. The blind does come out. Out comes the icing. Taco trying to jump onto Pyromania. A great pushback from the Rainer. Going to be able to sneak out of there, but, not having to waste the turret. So good all-in-all trade for the side of the Tar Pit Tipplers here. But, yeah, looking at the level 1 talent, we do have Veterans Marksman coming out from Rainer looking to scale themselves, trying to keep up with that Vala. Vala did opt for the Q build. I did see some shout-outs there from Silver Arrow in the chat. Q build Vala looking for probably that damage on to the Triglav as well as the single target blow-up. Yeah. And then here we go, Behemoth Armor for
Not a very
Rainer.
common one.
No, very interested to see that. Little extra health, not a ton of percent base damage coming out here, as we do see E-build coming out from the Rag. So here we go, channel is up and available. We see ReGen go ahead and grab their siege camp, gotta get that pushing. Looking here in the bottom, Prostman Pat and Jtro just out here doing offlane things, but not respecting the 1v1 is Bud Light. You're going to try and rotate down here, try to get the slow onto Prostman, not able to do so. But there is a 4v3. Yeah, 4v3 over here on the capture point.
Looking at objective now, we do see a scuffle starting to start out, as Blue does have a slight advantage in terms of getting it flipped. However, they're taking a lot of damage very early on.
Alrighty, so looks like the first few seconds of the cap will go over. There we go, I do speak for myself. Contested by Hellstorm is going to go ahead and get in here, get the icing out. Turret is down.
Hellstorm is taking a lot of damage, is able to get out with his sleep.
Alrighty.
Night rush, if you will.
Absolutely, but Jtro is hungry, trying to live in the backline here, almost bullying down Taco, but able to pop that cryo freeze and keep themselves topped off. But all the while, Camp pushing up and top, Prostman Pratt shoving that, forcing Jaina to go up there and to deal with that. So able to see her on the wave. And I like this call coming out from the Tar Pit Tipplers, knowing that they have to send Jaina away. And ReGen not able to sniff that out, so going to go ahead and just continue to get their channel back over in their favor, 38% to 20% respectfully. And there goes Prostman Pat, looking to take that turret as well. Yep. But now 2 toys in favor of ReGen to the 1 turret for the Tar Pit Tipplers.
He's just going to back out and wait for Beastrend and Prostman to rejoin them, as now they have their turret advantage.
But I like the soak going on from Prostman, doing a fantastic job keeping his team
very
in
good
it here.
Stun on Hellstorm, but Hellstorm is able to get out again, as Red doesn't quite have the damage to follow up on it. Jadro has now joined the team fight. Taco getting relatively low, but Hellstorm going in on still relatively low health.
Alright, and that will be a double kill. Getting those Li Ming resets. Jadro awfully low, not catching that splash damage from that Li Ming orb. And just good team fight all in all. They did cost them both of their turrets here. But we do see Rainer and Lila going to go ahead and rotate, try and shove out top lane a little bit. But I like this call from ReGen here, just continuing to push out this middle lane, maybe to get some more structure value and some more pressure here.
Doing very well, capitalizing on their advantages.
Taco getting a little antsy there, just stepping off the point for the team. Understandable. You want to help, especially I didn't see what he took there. If he was able, no, he did take the Q that shuts off structure. So first objective, first Striglov going over to ReGen Rebel, and like most instances,
looks like they're going to 5-man push with it.
I do like this call. I mean, Volskaya topic of contention is just this objective and how tough it is, especially in the competitive environment when you have 4 or 5 people. But great stun coming out here. Unstoppable getting popped, but the 10's
Avalanche
now
on the Mal'Ganis, and he does fall here.
Alrighty, so we did see it. Out comes the lava wave to help continue push this. We did see the avalanche come out from Taco. We have the strafe, and then the other 2 members looking to hold it their ults as well. But this will be a fort. Not a bad push here right off the bat
Very
from
actually good
ReGen Rebel.
push, especially for the first Punisher. I went to say Punisher again.
They're all Punishers.
I can't. Protector. Protector. Very good first push for the Protector.
Absolutely.
You don't typically see a fort coming out of it unless a pick like that does happen.
Yeah, so now they will, be able to paint the map red. They do go ahead and grab the healing beacon. Ping's coming out. They want to rotate for their siege camp. And same thing coming out from Tar Pit Tipplers. 10's now online for them. So we do have the Dark Conversion, the Jugs, Hyperion, Ring of Frost, and my favorite, we have a Leap Sonya.
Just love Sonya's screaming as she jumps into the back line. Sylphrina and Syl may be quite scared of this coming up now, as we do see Jadra in position to possibly leap, but however, they decide to not engage.
Yeah, so Rag not having necessarily the best peels in the world, so Leap Sonya is I think, going to get a ton of value, able to jump on that squishy backline of Vala, Anduin, and Li Ming. So just taking a look down here, doing a great job at shoving and preparing for the third objective, but we see Tar Pit Tipplers clearing out top as the rotation almost gets canceled from Hal, but realizing that the whole enemy team is there and rotating up here to clear out this siege camp. But at level 12 here, we have a 5-person rotation coming out from the side of ReGen, which, in normal circumstances would seem pretty bad, but with a Ragnaros and having Lava Wave up in 4 seconds, they're able to do some fun things here.
All I can say at the moment is just both teams are playing very... I was about to say both teams are playing very safe, but this is a very aggressive rotation by ReGen Rebel. Ice Ring is out and hits Vala where Paul is able to release. However, she rolls back in and dies for it.
All right, trading out. Okay, there is another kill for the side of Tar Pit Tipplers. That is a 2-for-1. Out comes the Dark Conversion, able to top himself off is Halstrom. Out comes the Hyperion to do some more damage to that fort, and the poke damage is just real coming out from the Li Ming. But yeah, great trade. Still down 13s, but only just by a bit is the Tar Pit Tipplers. Taco does throw out the Blizzard there, connects with the icing, locks down Jadro, but no really follow-up damage here at this point.
Interesting fight there to say the least. I don't think it's the wisest, as sure they were Tar Pit Tipplers was pincered between Fort and the team. However, it just didn't quite work out for Red, as they didn't really have anywhere safe to fall back to.
No, and I wouldn't hate if Sony just decided to stay down here and continue to push. I mean, Postman Pratt does have this, but able to make quick work of that wave, so Jadro will have to rotate up here as well. But Tar Pit Tipplers may be looking to pressure this. They're just going to actually shove the wave in, but in comes 3 members of the side of ReGen.
Anduin has been left alone top. Hopefully they have a heads enough way to get out, and we see that right now.
Run away! Run away!
Run away, Anduin! You're not a Manduin yet. Be scared.
Protect yourself. But to your point,
you can
now
only pull your friends.
Yes, that is true. You can't pull yourself. But Light Bomb
Yeah, we
was
do
the
see
pickup.
a 5v4.
But yeah, they were holding ults there for a bit, but we do have Light Bomb coming out from the Anduin as well as Wave of Force. So no Disintegrate combos here. Taco just being the bulwark shield for the team here, slowing in those rotations, forcing Tar Pit Tipplers to rotate through the mid here and into the back line.
And Blue's just posturing there, trying to get advantage elsewhere while Red is holding the point.
All right, they do go ahead and grab their Bruiser Camp. We do see
Lava
Lava
Wave to
Wave.
be used bottom.
Yep, go ahead and get sent bottom. Going to continue
Just keeping
to
that pressure on.
Yeah, and like I said, he gains soak using that particular talent, so they're not missing out too much. We see Hailstorm going to go ahead and pop. Yeah, top himself out, but great Ice Ring coming
Ring
out.
of Frost.
All right, Lila getting shoved, Leap coming out onto Taco. Taco getting bullied out. Comes a Blizzard Gun, icing out of the way. Brosman
Taco
Pat.
is not full here. Still for root the wrong way and just is punished for it. Taco left his healer high and dry, and it's very unfortunate what came afterwards.
I mean, yeah,
it was hard to say either way.
I wouldn't hate to see, at least talent-wise, maybe later on, Anduin able to, pull himself to maybe an ally. Like, kind of like a reverse Yeet of Faith. To kind of get himself
I would
out
like
of a
to see it,
sticky
personally.
situation. I wouldn't hate it, but then again, like, I do play Anduin a bit, but, like, if an enemy Anduin, like, sneaks out of there, I would probably be tilted. So that's that salt wall you have to be mindful of.
How different is that from Bolt of the Storm, though?
That is true. That is a level. Maybe it's a level 20 talent, but it's targeted. Right, you got to beat to an ally. Taco jumping on the point, looking to contest, does pop the cryo freeze. The sleep is out, but not long enough to
Taking
get
a lot of damage. There's
Taco.
cleans down from Valili. Taco's able to recontest just before it flips. However, will be hit by Ring of Frost as well as Vala at the bottom. Vala does barely have a roll to get out of the last hit of Blizzard. That's the word. I'll stop on the Prosper Pat. And we'll see objective go over to the blue side.
Absolutely well done. Tar Pit Tipplers able to push that off there. I mean, it was almost 99% cap from the side of Tar Pit Tipplers and went uncontested until about 99% and just able to force Taco and company off. But here we go, making quick work of the mid wall already. So setting their sights here on the late game, looking to get the fountain down here on the bottom lane to get themselves that advantage. But here we go. We do see Postman Pratt going to go ahead and pop Molten Core to try and continue to get some of this pressure done. Not looking to get a fort here.
But we do see mid fort drop actually during this phase. They decided to counter push elsewhere while the protector was bottom.
I do like that because the whole team has to defend the Triglav. And generally, when you have the rest of the team fighting with the Triglav, they are gankable. So why not just send them elsewhere?
And Sonya was a great push reses and was given the space to get onto the fort and tear it down.
Absolutely. So it looks like we have full Calamity build coming out from the Li Ming. Let's teleport in there, get the resets, get out. So in comes Taco, is going to icing to continue to keep up with this Triglav, most likely trying to avalanche Mal'Ganis and Raynor back as soon as it does get popped off. Out comes the Hyperion, is going to connect onto that. Out comes the
able to combo onto both Hellstorm and... I forgot Valili's name. Michigan, both to go down there.
Absolutely. So that is 2 kills to none, I'm sorry, in favor of the ReGen Rebel here. Looking to probably invade here as they all rotate down here. Jejo needs to be careful. Taco is here as well.
Very good call by ReGen Rebel to invade here, knowing that their Tar Pit Tipplers cannot defend.
I'd like to see them maybe try and push bottom forward here. I mean, they still have the 2-man advantage and at least a half of a level lead where they can kind of maybe pressure keep if they are able to win a third objective.
However, it just looks like they're going to be painting the map red for the moment. We're likely to see them about to go on to support, I believe. Don't make me a liar, ReGen.
Listen, I never predicted in 100%.
I know, I regretted saying it immediately, and here we are.
Yep, never. It's okay to say guess what you're gonna think, but they will prove you wrong every single time.
This is a hard way to learn this lesson, I'm going to be honest.
No, it's all right. I do it as well. But Taco finds himself maybe in a little bit of a trouble here. Is able to pop that icing to sneak back behind that forward.
Does have that natural escape and tankiness. She was able to get out just fine.
Yeah, for the science. So here we go. We have Bruiser Camps pushing up in the top lane, kind of meeting at center. But we do have Tar Pit Tipplers potentially. Yep, looks like they're going to go ahead and start grabbing this support camp here.
ReGen is trying to see if they can move on to Sonya in bottom. However, Jadra is just playing slightly too... However, no, they spear in, and they will be punished for it.
Alrighty, so trading Jadra's life for the heal camp. 20's not quite online. They are down a member, but if they want to fight now is the time for Tar Pit Tipplers, but opting to go ahead and get structures of their own. I mean, they do see ReGen down there. They do recapture, trade fort for fort here. But here we go, potential base race. We have ReGen. ReGen is backing. So I like this bait call. Yep, I like this bait call coming out from the side of Tar Pit. Once ReGen appears, here we go. There we go. We do see them backing.
Very sensible plays at the moment. Tar Pit know they're down a player, so they know they just have to leave and cannot take a straight fight.
No, don't stand in the fire. But Hailstorm following up the squishies, so able to peel if need be. Raynor going to go ahead and head down and try and push bottom wave out a little bit, get it away from the keep wall here as the third and potential final objective here of map number 1 starts in 5 seconds.
And we do have 20s out for ReGen Rebel. Very important to note.
Absolutely. So
interesting that with Q build we see Def Siphon with Vala instead of the multi-rolls, I'm going to call it.
Now, you know what? That's especially on a map like this. Other than Leap and Mal'Ganis are going to be the only hard CC to really lock her out of that. So and a little bit less strain on the healer when you can kind of heal yourself up for every hit. But out comes the Ring of Frost connecting onto 3 members. Out comes the Sleep as well. And the Light Bomb.
Down first.
Yeah, trading. Great engage.
Ring of Frost gets May, followed by a Valakil with the Ariat Crater. Very interesting choice. However, it paid out. It paid off.
Yeah, I mean, it did. They were able to get 3 kills there once 20s came online. But I mean, I've been in that situation before where like sometimes you just need to get out of there and you can't cancel that crater. But great turnaround fight there. That is what Tar Pit Tipplers did need. We do have Lily sitting on the channel point. Go ahead and get some of that channel for the team. 30 seconds. So I don't think that ReGen's going to be able to contest this. So out comes the Hyperion. I like this call coming out from the Tar Pit Tipplers.
I like them pushing it early.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and just get this structure down, and I would like to potentially maybe even keep wall. I mean, they can look to end the game here with the Triglav Protector and an all-out post-20 team fight.
Sonya was thinking about stealing the camp top, however was just slightly too late as Postman had just finished it in time.
Alrighty, so ReGen, we saw them in the early game kind of have control, and now the momentum has swung over in favor now that it is the late game. I mean, Vala will continue to scale. We do have Veterans Marksman, 31 of 9,001 stacks. Such a random number for a particular talent.
Why can't it be like Puncturing Arrow with its 1,000 stacks? Much more round number, feels much better.
Right.
My only guess is someone at Blizzard went, it's over 9,000, let it go.
It's probably like a time thing. Like even if you get all of from the time of the beginning, like the max amount of time you can be in a game, that's probably all you can do.
Very likely.
Alrighty, so we do see the Tar Pit Tipplers going to go ahead and try and get this keep, but great Molten Core coming out from Postman Pat, denying the keep.
Rest of Blue Tip Tipplers? Tar Pit Tipplers playing relatively safe, just being quite passive behind the Triglav and even heading to other lanes during it. However, we do see Ring of Frost come out and not much value was gotten from it.
Alright, Taco was chasing Drejo. Drejo was pushing with that Bruiser Camp, Siege Camp up here in the top lane. Getting the keep wall. Triglav will go down. So here we go. We will finish the full cycle of objectives. We do see Tar Pit Tipplers with a little bit of an advantage on the map. Gonna go ahead and take the heal camp.
And now we're starting to see the effects of double lava wave as both top and bottom of Tar Pit Tipplers lanes have just been pushed out by the wave and is able to get a large macro advantage for ReGen Rebel.
Alrighty, so looks like they're going to go ahead and maybe get spicy here. Looking to invade, but we had Hailstorm hiding in the bush. We do see Taco with the icing out of there. Hailstorm with the chase, with the sleep. We do see the sun coming out. They do use the healing beacon here. The chastise coming out to root Hailstorm in place to halt the chase.
Good disengage by ReGen Rebel side.
Already, but do we get to see the counter engage? Pings are coming out. We do see Hailstorm going to jump onto this capture point, but trying to get the Dark Conversion app onto Postman Pat. They did cap
Very
the turret.
large leap from Sonya, is able to get 1 kill out off the bat. However, Taco is getting low. We'll have to pop the Ice Block. However, it will still go down along with Vivala.
Absolutely, not able to grab that turret there, even though they did finish the cap. Pyromania able to grab that and use it to their advantage. That is a triple kill now in favor of the Tar Pit Tipplers, looking to burn down a keep here, just trying to push up this wave here a little bit, so then that way their minions can help with the damage. But making quick work of this first keep of the game is the Tar Pit Tipplers, and with 3 members of ReGen down for another 30 seconds, I think they look to try and call the game here.
It does appear to be a call.
So here we go. We do have the leap.
Very good dodge by the Li Ming off the leap. However, we'll see if that is crucial in this last-ditch defense.
Court is at 65% and falling. The poke damage is coming out from Li Ming, and the teleport is going to be able to cancel that Dark Conversion. So Hailstorm trying to eat all of these. Out comes Sil.
And Light Bombs gets 2 for it. They lose Jaina here. Are they able to finish core? It has 3% left, and that will be it.
Wow, GG's well
so close
played.
to 2 at the end.
As we head into game number 2.
I honestly liked what I saw there. Both teams were, it seemed very backwards, forwards, back and forth for a lot of the game. However, just Tipplers was able to close it out in the end for at least that map.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out there at the end for Tar Pit Tipplers. I mean, I think the healing numbers here. Syl did a fantastic job on the Anduin, but again with Cups Lily and just perhaps all of the CC or lack thereof, and just post 20, just 78k healing coming out from that Lily there.
An impressive amount.
And then Raynor 3-6-0 stat line. Actually, both damage dealers, assassins on both teams, not inting for their team, but Pyromania 3-6-0 with top siege and hero damage, and then Sylphrania.
And more importantly, with Pyromania, that meant they did not lose any of their Gambit stacks from Veteran Marksman.
That is true. Playing awfully safe. So jumping over here to the talents. Anything popping out to you? I know we touched base on the Raynor build and the Vala build, but anything else you'd like to mention?
Nothing pops out in particular, no. Interesting to see Jug of a million cups taken when you usually see Mistweaver? Mistwalker? Something like that. The activatable. I mean, I liked it. It worked out. The Jug of a million cups worked out wonderfully. We saw the Jugs come out and they were able to win consecutive team fights off of it.
Yeah, I take that. I'm just usually Lily is the healer, my healer of choice in ARAM, so I take Jug of a million cups just because you're all standing right there. But no.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so let's jump back over to us here as we wait for the choice from either team here. But no, that was a really good game, number 1, really back and forth. And again, just Caster Curse. I picked ReGen's draft there at the beginning. Thought they had it.
That's why I didn't say anything, Mike. It's not going to be me on the first one. Dax, you first.
But I guess for you, so if you're on ReGen, what's a conversation you're having right now with your team, trying to get refocused? What's going to be, you think, your strategy heading into game number 2?
I want to say just play Uther, but it may not be the option. Honestly, it just depends on what map they're going to, but I think ReGen does have an uncanny way to be able to get back into a good headspace and continue on with their games.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as long as they are able to go, okay, that map is done, the next map is ours, we have first pick, they should be able to carry it on.
All right. Sorry, I'm just messaging the captains here, seeing what we needed to figure out.
No worries.
But yeah, there's something said, right? So we joked that they lost the coin flip. The enemy team opted for first hero pick, but I honestly believe that there is something to map pick, right? So we saw Tar Pit Tipplers come out with map pick. Wanted to go to Volskaya. Volskaya is least practice map now here at this point, since it's no longer in the Storm League pool. But maybe something that they're comfortable with from last season. And again, even though they were kind of down a little bit there in the early game into the mid game, they looked solid and comfortable, and they didn't look too scatterbrained.
It definitely looked practice.
Yeah.
They had a set, unique rotation that they started with, and it just looks like ReGen was thrown off a little bit by it. So I think, yeah, there is always the argument that if you take map pick, you can go to your map that you've maybe practiced more than the enemy, so you may be able to have a better set plan and just beat them that way.
Alrighty, so just gonna go ahead and finalize all of this here, get the lobby set up. But it looks like ReGen Rebel opted for first pick again, and map pick is going over to the Tar Pit Tipplers, and they are opting for Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I like a good Tomb game.
This is one of my favorite maps. As much as I like the Diablo maps, BOE, Infernal Shrines, there's something about this map that just gets me going.
I'll put this as one of my favorite maps to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get very scared on this map and be off. I'm just sitting in bottom like, I don't see anyone. Where is everyone? Just sitting there scared, going, I don't want to overextend. I'm going to die somehow.
Yeah.
And then you have just a bunch of humans run at you and you die.
You know what?
Sometimes that's just how it works.
Yeah. If you don't see anyone, I just assume that they're trying to kill me, and I hide back against my fort. That's my plan.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life. Okay.
Oh, spiders! Yeah, 100%. Like if anyone needs to know anything about me, like I absolutely have a fear of spiders, and I don't mess with them.
At least you're not in Australia. That's
That,
all I
that
can
that
say
is
about
true.
that.
Yeah, yeah. You guys have spiders as big as my dog there. So no thanks. You can
The
keep them.
spider is your dog. That's the secret.
Because, I guess it would be. I guess it would be great. Like I said, like if you could like ride them, right? Like if you could grow them big enough.
That's
you could
even more
actually-
terrifying.
I guess. Yeah.
Imagine instead of a guard dog, you have a guard spider. Just go.
Well, you know what? Is that like I don't know if you've ever seen. It's like an old. I think it was probably from the early '80s, but my parents made me watch it as a kid. It was called Arachnophobia. I'm not sure if you've ever seen.
I've heard of this. It seems familiar.
And it's I haven't seen it in so long because it terrified the crap out of me as a kid. But like it just literally this house is just infested with like these demon spiders, and yeah, it just
Terrifying.
yes.
Well, actually, that was a very common type of movie, like back in the day. Just very large versions of insects.
Yes, just
A
not
whole, just its own genre.
all right.
Thriller, large insects.
All right. So speaking of insects, so heading into drafting for Tomb of the Spider Queen, as I get this squared away here, what do you like to see, or what do you like to draft here on Tomb of the Spider Queen?
As a solo laner, I'll preface this with. Actually, in general, wave clear is. This is one of the most important maps for wave clear. Whether it be with getting those gems and getting advantage on those gems over the enemy, as well as just being able to get out the spiders early, or getting rid of the spiders as quick as possible. Clear is the most important. This is the most important map for being able to clear that. However, you cannot ignore that there's a lot of small skirmishes on this map, just being both turn-ins between the most common one of the turn-ins between most common rotations.
I think vision is, especially in this particular game, isn't there isn't a priority on it like other MOBAs. Like I've seen Flare taken to watch A rotations and the bottom turn in from Rexar players, Lunara, Hanzo, able to control those turn in points and at least the vision because it's a very tight map. You know, you do have the
And
rotations there.
if this game was yesterday, I'd say Zagara is a good one for vision, but well, no Zagara on the table.
No creep allowed.
I'm expecting a good one here.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a very good fight this map.
I think so. So I guess map picks and bans here. Any maybe reversal target bans as we head in here?
That's a good question. Both teams did have some quite stand-up performances. Love to see a Lily ban. That would be a very interesting one.
You don't get to see that very often unless if it's against Wildheart.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I don't even see that often with Wildheart. Just Goon's a very interesting draft.
Yes.
Anyway, we're getting into Tomb of the Spider Queen, starting
Oh.
out with ReGen Rebels bans.
Yep. So first pick up and available. Maybe Mal'Ganis. I think the Mal'Ganis was pretty disruptive. Able to live in that
I think it
back
was
line.
Both May and Mal'Ganis did very good zoning, but however, Jaina, one of the characters that were highlighted out at the beginning,
Yes.
getting tongue-tied over here.
Yeah, so let's see if Tipplers decide to stick with the bans, right? So they banned Chromie first overall, and the banter was there. So these teams played each other played each other last season, so very familiar with the pools. We did notice Anaressa was rotated in for Syl, so different hero pool coming in here, but opting to ban Li Ming.
Li Ming ban, I don't hate here. It's not as good a map for her, just due to you're fighting waves typically, and that soaks up a lot of her damage. And we see a Vala ban coming out second, even though ReGen Rebel has first pick.
And so maybe prioritizing something else, perhaps, with the with that first pick. And when no Yeast of Faith coming out here, no more light bombs. So let's see what we got.
Stukov.
Good, solid.
Good first pick.
Yeah, like doesn't give away too much. Stukov can fit into a lot of different team comps. But Lucio, we did see it banned in
That was
game
one of
number
the
one.
bans from the last game.
Yeah, so potential really good Lucio player coming out from Michigan G30.
Are we feeling like it's a high five or a Soundberry game? We're yet to see. I personally love a good high five. And Return of Raynor.
I think it gives him the option.
Yeah.
I mean, Stukov can fit into a single target blow up comp where I think high five can get a ton of value. But as we saw the Wombo combos, I think the beat drop. So Taco gonna go ahead and go with the Johanna here. And we do have Silpharina go ahead and grab the Orphea.
I like the Orphea pick.
Yeah, Orphea.
It's not something you see often, and she does actually have a lot of power in the right situation. And this is a map where, as I said before, you're skirmishing a lot, and that's what Orphea enjoys, skirmishing.
And the thing about her is both of her ults can provide just a way of repositioning the enemy, especially in those tight choke points around the turn-in, and forcing them one particular way or another.
A lot of zonal control.
Yeah, exactly. So
Malphale ban.
Mouthheal ban. A little sus.
Malphale ban.
Yeah. Nah, sus in my opinion. A little sus.
Weird one. Do we see it? Do we see a Cho'Gall?
I hope so. I hope it gets spicy.
I'm down to see a Cho'Gall.
So Diablo ban, a really good Diablo map here. So they do have Raynor, so still looking for a tank, an offlaner, and some sort of mage coming out from the side. So
Tesla.
yeah, Prostman Pat. I doubt they would have went double mage, but Tassadar online for Bud Lightyear.
I could almost hear the sadness in Prostman. Just he wanted that hero, and now it's gone out of his reach.
All right.
We won't know for certain, but poor Prostman.
Yeah, so Jadro is going to go ahead and take the Garrosh here, so potentially swapping roles with Halstrom. And I'm not sure what Halstrom does play. Sony is still up and available. Ragnaros is really good on this particular map as well, just as we saw in...
Urel Maev.
I think we all saw this one coming.
I think we've seen this one quite a few times.
I have seen this team comp before, a really strong team comp coming out from the side of ReGen Rebel. But again, Lucio has the option if they want to run it as a pick style comp with Maev. But looking at everything else, that is a giant Wombo combo where I think the beat drop could get some value.
I feel like we're going to see some swaps after these last few picks. And a Zul to round out the comp for blue team.
Absolutely. So, did that not update? It did not update. I don't know why that did update. But no, we did have... Let's see. Oh, that's why. Update. There we go. Sorry about that.
And as I had a guess, Anarissa and Taco switched.
Yes. Yep. So that will be Taco on the Maev. But Tarpit Tipplers, Dark Knight won game number 1 in a really good Volskaya match. So as we load in here, now I'll put you on the spot here. Which team do you like better?
I knew this was coming. Part of me wants to say Tarpit Tipplers just to see if we can get a free map series. But honestly, again, this seems relatively close, but I do think Red has a very good Wombo, and if they can execute it, they can win. However, I'm going to have to go with Tarpit Tipplers as they're able to get that, as they should be able to get that that macro advantage with their wave clear, and Black Hole can do a lot to essentially ruin combos.
Yeah, that is an extremely dive-heavy comp. We'll probably see Anarissa going Falling Sword with the Warden's Cage, but again, to your point, Black Hole will be able to just take everybody and push them far, far away, and then, you know, beat drop will be able to like sustain people long enough to get that black hole out. So I'm really excited to get into game number 2 here, as we have here on the left-hand side looking to get that domination victory here in game number 2. We have Jadro on the Garrosh, Hailstrom on that Zul, Pyromania on Jimmy Raynor, and Bud Lightyear on the Tassadar.
And on the side of ReGen Rebel, we have Postman Pat and Urel, Taco Maev, Beast Friend on Stukov, Silpharina on Orphea, and Anarissa on Joanna.
All Alrighty, so we do take a peek here at some level 1 talents. We do have Party Mix coming out from the Lucio. We see Veterans Marksman again. E-Build coming out from Growing Nightmare, coming out from the Orphea, and Laws of Hope from the Johanna.
We have a lot of quests to start off, my word.
Late
More than
game
not,
team
funnily
comps.
enough.
But
Jadro is pulled by the Maev, however, is able to get out with that extra armor stopping that burst damage.
Alrighty, so again, with all of the wave clear, we do see ReGen Rebel going to go ahead and potentially get the rotational advantage here, but we do have Zul sitting up here in the top lane, but Zul, unfortunately, not a ton of escape.
Maev?
I was expecting, yeah, the
Didn't tip
tether. Yeah, I thought the tether was
It looks
gonna
like the
come out.
order was cancelled, actually.
Curious.
How about you?
Surprise!
I was about to ask, how do you like your Rain or your L matchup? And we're just getting some good friendly sprays going on.
Theater of the Mind, folks. I do apologize. Forgot to hit the button to put us over here in the game. But here we go. Anaressa does get topped. Does hit the Condemn. The rest of the routine rotate. I like this rotation coming up from the side of ReGen. The root coming out from the Hailstrom. But Great Wall coming out. Michigan does get
Excellent pull by
Taco
Taco.
with getting those resets off of that Q.
Again, just a lot of skirmishing. No real true damage coming out. It's just people just taking chunks of health from each other, but nothing too aggressive.
Alrighty, so the toss does go to the way of the poor Spider Butt. So combo is down from Garrosh. We do see Tar Pit Tipplers going to go ahead and start their camp here. But then they're going to collapse onto Raynor here. Taco does teleport in, unable to get that tether again. And Pyromania able to sneak away with their life.
Very close, very close.
But
In the
Jatro,
mid, we do actually see Jadro go down and barely missing the throw on Anaressa over the wall.
oh my goodness, that was awfully close. But taking a
If
peek
he had-
here.
If Josh had taken the upgraded throw range, that would have been a kill, maybe.
Just watching what Prosman Pratt is going to do. He's going to go ahead and jump onto the Raynor down here, but not much. I thought he was
Raynor
going to
cues
go ahead
him
and I thought they were going to go down and take that camp. But both Bruiser camps taking here almost immediately from both these teams. But I do like the
physical armor is
idea.
paying dividends here.
I do like the idea of having Zul in the 4-man, just really providing even more wave clear and just having Jim Laner just laying here in the bot lane safely.
Reed does not scout. Tipplers does not scout out ReGen doing the bottom camp.
Got that
We're
sneaky bottom
approaching
boss.
turn-ins for ReGen very shortly.
All right, so Tar Pit Tipplers making quick work of that Bruiser camp, but in comes Taco able
Excellent
to tether
pull by
two
Taco.
people. Great silence to follow up. Great condemn
Silence.
from Anaressa. The Orphea does get the chase on the road to save Buzz Lightyear is successful. So a lot of buttons
And
push.
Lucio able to get level 4 off, something that takes a long time for a lot of players.
I've gone games where I haven't even been able to complete that quest. So well done, Subwoofer, for those of you at home that don't know. But if you hit 3 enemy heroes with a single sound wave, you actually increase the arc of the boop by 50% and its cast range by 20%, which I absolutely love that talent into a Maev.
We'll be able to mess with their combo quite a bit. It's just, you need to be able to auto someone. And Maev, short auto range. If she cannot get on top of him, she will not be able to apply the tether.
Great wall coming out from Bud Light there. Does get the toss on Anaressa. Does eat the tower shots from the wall. Great kill. But Zul may find the same fate as Johanna here. Able to get back behind the wall. But first turn in live and happening. I was going to say something else, and I just lost my train of thought where I was going to go with that one. But yeah, first turn in here.
Looking
Spider
poised.
Queens. Yep. Walking down
And
here.
we just
in
see
the mid
Red pushing down mid. Very good lane to pushes. That's where you control the largest amount of vision. Getting a priority here is just excellent to be able to see the enemy's rotations.
Yeah, I understand pushing the top lane for a lot of teams. That is their win condition with the boss. But yeah, to your point, I'd rather have access to these middle bushes and control the turn-in points. Great 4-man stun coming out from Jadro, looking to step up. There's a ton of poke, but does get the toss on to Johanna.
But Johanna did have the iron skin.
Yeah.
Taco, again, just not using the tether, however, unable to find anyone with it.
So Taco is sitting at 4 of the 10 stacks of the Bonds of Justice. One more, he will be able to increase the damage by 75%. So that used to be the old school 100 to 0 combo talent with Maya before it, but then going into the Q build. So leading me to believe that it will be a Warden's Cage.
Very likely, and we're very likely going to see that combo with Orphea. Just some people will call it with Leoric the dirty bathtub. I don't know if it's any different with a Warden's Cage.
I don't know. That's more like a swimming pool. So in
Maybe a
toss.
small lake.
That is
And
true.
Arisa, however, was thrown in and goes down here, not able to use Iron Skin, whether it be on cooldown or not. Beast Renters also goes down. Very good fight by blue team. Taco is not thrown.
No, absolutely not. But that is a 2-for-0 kill in favor of the Tar Pit Tipplers. Amazing wall from Bud Lightyear there. I mean, even that that wall is 1 part CC that Iron Skin cannot get through. So able to combine all of that damage with that wall. Well done from the Tar Pit Tipplers. But the siege is on. They do have turn in. In comes the Web Weaver. The taunt comes out. Great black hole.
Here's a black hole. Taco is barely going to fall to the last shot of Hyperion.
Oh no, Prostman not able to leap
Prostman
over
Pat.
the wall. And does
Oof.
get taken down. That is a ton of gems there. Lost.
Very heavy losses there.
All the while, Hasham doing Zul things, pushing up here in the top lane, looking like all 3 forts will go down here with the first turn in from Tar Pit Tipplers.
Important to note from Hellstrom, actually, Zul has a very good... Zul W build is very good at split push, and he is being left alone to do his thing, essentially. He's getting value for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then come 13, he gets the healing off of that as well. So, but Pros had to be down there to help the team with the defense. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Second turn in up and available. Hailstorm holding 25 of the 55. Needs to be careful with the rotations, but looks like they're going to go ahead and continue to put pressure on the mid lane here. Maybe not. Oh, he's going to pre-tap for the mana.
I like the camp call by blue here. Just getting off the map, making sure they can just keep a foot down of their advantage and make sure that red has fewer options to get back into the game.
Absolutely. So the bottom camp here, the Giants will help continue push in the bot lane, make sure that the waves are pushed. Same thing with the Bruiser camp here, since the Web Weavers spawn at the furthest point of the minion wave here. But we do see Prosman Pat trying to clear up top lane, even though that is the boss lane. So J-Dro stepping up to Orphe here, does get the stun, but walking in the minion wave, not able to get that throw. But in comes Anaressa connecting onto the 4-person Condemn. In comes Taco. There is that Warden's Cage. Great sound barrier coming out. There is
a lot of damage coming down onto the blue team here. You can hear Varisians coming out from Fan of Knives. And it is Garrosh first of all, then followed by Maiev. Frost Pack coming in late, however, gets the jump, and Anaressa is getting rooted. And does fall.
Alrighty.
Very messy fight.
A lot of buttons being pushed, and just the Eternal Feast. I don't know how many times that ticked, but yeah, to your point, just all of those Q resets and only losing Garrosh and still having turn-in up and available. So they're going to opt to just go here and push with this bottom, maybe get this bottom keep down before turning in. Or not the bottom keep, I'm sorry, but at least about the bottom keep wall.
Not to mention, all waves are very pushed out, and as we see blue get a turn in, this looks like quite a dire situation for ReGen Rebel, unfortunately.
Yeah, they need to be careful.
This is Heroes of a Storm. You can see a lot of things get turned around very quick.
Yeah, ReGen Rebel is down 13s. If you're going to fight down in Talents here, that is generally the one that you can fight down. But out comes the Wombo combo yet again. Out comes Eternal Feast, just ticking away. Bud Lightyear trying to do that. Taco finds himself a little bit low. Down goes Taco. In comes the Condemn. The toss comes out.
And the taunt. Taunted.
And the sound barrier just for safekeeping here as the Web Weaver spawns right here at this keep wall. 2 members down. But again, it is pre-16s, so death timers are pretty quick. I don't think this is the game, but I think that ReGen Rebel loses
a lot of structures will be
3.
lost here, I believe.
Yeah, my guess would be 2 of 3 keeps here. But that should be a turn-in. ReGen Rebel doesn't have to worry about a back-to-back-to-back triple turn-in. E-quest now completed from Orphea.
Here's the first building. Person Pat is thrown in by Jadro, however, there's not much follow-up on him.
All right, ping's coming out, looking to maybe target that Stukov, but just, I like the disengage call. Don't overstay, you're welcome. Taco is on the chase, looking to get that tether on to Pyromania, but not able to do so.
We do see 16s come through for the side of Tar Pit Tipplers just now.
Yep, so talent advantage here, and I was going to say, I think boss may be the call. We may have to see ReGen fight over this.
It'll be a very rough fight, down 2 levels, and a talent more importantly. However, it doesn't seem like they're reacting to it at the moment.
No, they're going to probably check it out. This is a bad spot for them being down 16s. We do see Jadro is going to step up, not worry about throwing the Johanna. And I like this position coming out from Anaressa. Does have it. Yeah, she does have it, and then all of the zoning. Out comes a black hole, but Anaressa popping the unstoppable, but here we go. Everyone getting pulled into the Warden's cage. We do see the ult coming out from Postman Pat. We do see... Oh, the boss does go over in favor. Couldn't stand on it.
However, Red was able to wipe the blue team.
Oh,
it's a very good fight for them, and they hopefully should be able to clean up the lanes, get a turn in, and be able to help turn this around. Those types of fights on objectives is what Red wants.
They had so much zone control and point control there, and then the Warden's cage just pulled everybody back onto the boss pit there. Stukov is here, but this boss is awfully healthy. This is kind of a defensive turn in to help just reset the waves back.
Are very pushed out.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, that's one of the longest Eternal Feasts I've ever seen.
Yeah, those teams were committed at taking that boss there, but almost, I think any other kills there, I think that may have been the potential. So they fought and won. So extending the game here, 16's now online, even Talontiers, kills 11-7 as we try and continue this push here with these Web Weavers.
Yeah, again, builds are seeing pretty standard from both sides. A lot of these I've seen in my Stormy games, even some scrims, but that one fight did let things get even. So we should see, again, a very close game may still happen here.
Absolutely. I would like to see ReGen try and get some structure here. They have constant catapult pressure in each and every lane, so they can't really take their foot off the pedal here, but they need to be constantly reminded about the ability to backdoor. But with a 5-man team wipe, that means that Tar Pit Tipplers have 0 money in the bank. So just completes. Yeah.
It's nearly at another turn in.
Yep.
More importantly.
Absolutely. So we do see the camps being taken from the side of Tar Pit Tipplers to try and continue that pressure there in the lanes. We do see ReGen rotating as 5 now. Just trying to be safe. Prostman holding 36 of the 60 gems here. So protect Prostman.
Very scary concept for anyone.
All right, the pull coming out onto Drejo. Does he have unstoppable?
Shield
he
comes
does.
out. He is able to hit 2.
It's great silence coming out. Here comes the wombo combo. Out comes the sound barrier. Everyone getting pulled. Taco finds himself a little bit low. Taco loses life. That is a 2-for-0 kill. They did the engage. Anarissa will have to run.
Anarissa rooted again, and that will be the pick.
That will be picked.
His friend is just being chased down by Jadro. Over here, just away from everyone else.
They need to be careful. Don't stagger that death. I mean, they can look to end here. They don't have 20s yet, but they're not going to need it. 3 members down.
It feels like what's happening.
2 camps pushing, and I fear the end for ReGen Rebel here as Tar Pit Tipplers push in. GG's coming out.
See, Taunt, the Absorb comes out. However, just nothing really gained for interaction. However, just the core is quickly falling. Frostman and Beastring to try their best to defend. However, that will be the map and the series over to Tar Pit Tippler.
GG's. Well played.
GG's indeed.
Alrighty, so taking a look here at this screen, if you want to go ahead and just mention what pops up to you here in the stat screen, I'm going to whisper the teams here and see if we can get an interview.
Again, not much really pops up on the stat screen. We get Raynor again with that lead for Tar Pit Tipplers with very consistent damage coming through, but Zul was left alone to be pushed a lot, ending up with almost 1.5k experience more and a lot more siege than the URL.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Lucio, the blue healer of Michigan, is pumping out a lot of healing every single game we see him in.
Yeah, and then Lucio's got to be a comfort pick. I mean, it looked very comfortable. Was banned in game 1, able to lock it in game 2.
I will still say that ReGen Rebel did have some very good moments, even though they were down a talent at one point. They were able to get that very good team fight on boss. So both teams had some very good moments throughout the series.
Yeah, I think that I want to go back and probably clip that boss fight because that was a fantastic highlight there. Just
Very messy, but
yeah,
very beautiful.
just dump the stuff on the pile. Like I mean, a lot of times, like even in the upper echelon tier of games, you kind of see that where it's make or break time, do or die, and props to ReGen for recognizing that that's what need to happen, and
Hey.
able to do something, do it. But unfortunately, they were just so pushed out that they couldn't really do anything with that turn.
If everyone pushes their buttons, something will happen.
Yeah, right. If the entire enemy team is dead, you don't have to worry about anything else.
Exactly.
So,
And we saw that.
all right, taking a peek here at some talents for everyone. Again, when I just reach out here.
Again, relatively standard builds from both sides. Behemoth Armor still being a pick
Yeah,
for Rainer at level 4. It worked out. Both times they're able to more or less stack it up relatively well. I don't know if the extra health did matter at sometimes, but yeah, it happened, and the health may have actually just paid dividends in the end. Interesting that we did see the attack speed slow on Ground Breaker from Garrosh at level 7.
let's see here. Reduces the
Especially
attack.
when level 7 Garrosh, especially when ReGen was quite spell power based.
I think that's I think that's just happens to be an old school build coming out from Garrosh there. I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe the thought of slowing down Maev's auto attack speed to maybe slow down the
You
tether.
only need one auto to tether.
Well, right. So interesting talents there, but I'm not a Garrosh player. I'm a terrible Garrosh. If you see me on Garrosh, just alt F4, friends. That's
If you see me on Garrosh and Oz, it's fine. If you see me on NA, just report me.
Absolutely.
I will throw someone and then just miss the combo entirely.
All right, jumping back to our beautiful faces, so you can take one last look at Meebus before the interview here. Looks like we will have Hellstorm in NGS Lobby 2, and then I will meet you there, sir.
I don't know. I'll meet you there as well.
Alrighty. Alrighty, we are joined again by Hellstorm. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory over ReGen Rebel. How are you guys feeling?
Thanks. Feeling really good, man. I mean, I guess really excited. It was pretty intense, especially that first game, and just NGS in general, really intense. So it feels good to get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys felt comfortable. I know there was a little bit of a banter back and forth, about them beating you on Alterac Pass in seasons prior. But no, all in all, you guys came out, you showed up, you played your game, and it looked really, really well.
Well, thanks. I want to give them a shout out too. I mean, they played really well, and Honoressa did a great job dealing with me when I thought we were going to be late and wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to play today. But Jadro came through for us.
Yeah, it did awfully well in game number 1. And I guess any beginning questions, Meebs, before we jump into each individual game?
I don't have any beginning questions, no, outside of specific map questions, that is.
All right, fair enough. So game number 1, choosing Volskaya Foundry. You seemed very comfortable on that particular map. Is that a favorite map of yours?
It seems to be a map we've had success with. So, I kind of just went with it, I guess. But honestly, we haven't played it collectively as a team, and I don't even know since last season, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you are comfortable on it, it's a little bit of an advantage since Volskaya is no longer in the Storm League rotation, so teams that even group up as 5 in Storm League won't be able to see it and practice it, which, again, to your point, you guys played really, really well. Very comfortable indeed. A little shaky at the beginning, but I mean, you guys held on strong and were able to win out.
Yeah, I think early in that game, I mean, we were trying to execute the plan, just get turrets, get to camp, the usual stuff, and didn't really go well for us in that first team fight. But based on our experience last season, we didn't really panic. We're just like, okay, we need to soak, we need the right people in the right spots to defend the protector, and just kind of took it from there.
Right. Meeps, any questions about Volskaya Founder?
I did mention a few times in the cast that it was very unorthodox opening for you guys. Just have you found more success with rotating mid bot than top mid than other teams? Why is that? Do you know? Or are you willing to tell us?
Uh, to be honest, we just kind of winged it, and we just kind of went with it. And a part of me wants to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we totally planned that, and it's great. But we just kind of flew by the seat of our pants, and it worked out, man.
Hey, if it works, it works. I can't judge.
Yeah, right on.
All right, fair enough. And then game number 2, well, you didn't have a choice that you guys got stuck with map pick. Opted to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen, one of my favorite particular maps. Is that one that you guys have some practice on and are comfortable with?
Again, same as Volskaya, we've had some success on it. I think for whatever reason, me personally, I like to solo lane on it when I can. I like to solo lane in general when I can. But in that map, you really got to keep an eye on the mini map because it's so easy to get ganked. And even that, like I was flagging like 4 different heroes in the draft and just kind of like stumbled on Zool, and I was like, actually, I think this is going to work all right with Zool, and I think it did.
Yeah, one of his higher win rate maps. Fantastic amount of wave clear there, especially with the blue build, which you went. And I think the only question I have for Tomb of the Spider Queen is, because you guys kind of won that one pretty dominantly, was just kind of the calms and then just what was going on that boss fight there when all seemed kind of lost for ReGen and they were able to kind of win that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, kind of kudos to Jason or whatever his name is in the game, Jadro, for being humble. I was like, man, you really should have thrown Sonya out. We just let her walk right in, and otherwise we would have had it. I mean, we had our ults up. It shouldn't have been that bad, but just letting her in was a problem. And again, we won the boss. Without that, the game might have changed.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately,
You're very fortunate to get that boss.
yeah, man. Yeah. My dad always said it's better to be lucky than good, and I'll take it on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to agree with that.
100%. All of my games won are all luck. But yeah, that's the nice thing about Warden's case. It pulls everybody back onto that boss capture point. So worked out. But you guys did the legwork in the beginning and middle stages of the game where they had no structures up. Lanes were really pushed. So they had to defensively turn in to help even defend that boss, and you're able to win that fight in the bot lane and walk away with a 2-0 victory. Now, this isn't your guys' first win, so you guys are looking pretty good here. Do you keep an eye on the standings?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly where we were. We're all excited last week. We're like, oh, we're going to be in first place, but we're like, oh, we didn't get a domination last week, so clearly some other teams did, but we were lucky to come out with that this week. So yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to be closer to the top. Hopefully we can stay that way, but I'm sure there's some tough teams coming.
Absolutely. Meebus, before we get Hallstorm in here with some shout outs, any other questions for you, sir?
I do have one more question, actually. I just thought of it. Where's the Uther? Why no Uther?
Why no
Uther?
Oh yeah, we like. I know Michigan loves to play as Uther, and we like to mix it up with that. But
you're just setting me up for disappointment now.
He was hovering it.
We just kind of wing it, man. Just go with whatever feels good, and I guess
fair enough. Right, that's my one question.
Right on.
Awesome. Well, if you happen to watch the VOD, Meebus looks like Uther, so you'll understand why he wants to see some Uther. But Hallstorm, again, congratulations to you and your team with the 2-0 victory. The floor is yours. Any shout-outs that you'd like to have here?
Yeah, as always, I mean, shout out to ReGen Rebel. Played a great game, great sports. It was fun. Definitely shout out to you two dudes. I always watch the VOD, so I'm really excited to watch that and hear what you guys said. Hopefully learn something. Big shout out to our other teammate, Sir Bites a Lot. He he's a nurse, and I think he got mandated, so he was really bummed, and that's why we were scrambling to play. And also shout out to Jadro. He had a few before the game, and it worked out for us. So that's always fun. And Rainer, I'll call him Rainer, but Pyromania, he really did some work this game too. So it was fun. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
No worries.
again, congratulations. Enjoy your win, and hopefully see you soon.
Have a good evening.
All right, take care.
Neebs, I will give you a call back here in 1 second.
Right on.
All right, let's get Meebs back on here so everyone can find out how awesome he is. Oh, not a voice call, video call. I am bad. Alrighty, there he is, the infamous, the famous Meebus.
Infamous? What have I done?
That Uther comment, I don't know, man.
Look, everyone who I may end up casting will have an Ufa comment thrown about. I hope no one takes it too seriously.
No, it's all in good fun. But no, I'm super excited that we got to conclude here your first cast in at least an NGS that I know of. Hopefully you had fun.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, looking to see some more out of you. But if the folks at home don't know you or where to find you, where can they do such a thing?
I am currently only findable on Twitter at OlineBus. Very weird name, I know, but I should be looking to get into more casting soon, so you'll have that to look forward to. While I'm setting that up, however, it will eventually come up onto my Twitter, and from there we'll see where it goes.
Awesome. And then as for me, you found yourself here. I do want to shout out Kyle Ferguson. Thank you for the raid. I saw a move in here as well. Hopefully the patron games went well. I had a cast this evening. I was able to try to join that one, A-Rams and such. I will shout out Into the Nexus podcast. If you're not listening to Into the Nexus, I would highly recommend that one. Top tier. Hots content there between Kyle and Garrett. Absolutely love that. It's on auto download for me, so I listen to that each and every week. But for me, I'm not showing a white man pick on stream. This is a Christian stream,
I
Dark.
don't think you can.
But no, so you can find me at Dax_Hots on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the socials. You can find me there. We'll continue this party. We'll raid another NGS raid here. And again, thank you all for joining us here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the follows and all the good stuff, all the banter.
I want to say thank you for having me, Dax. It's been a very fun time, actually.
Well, you're more than welcome. I absolutely had a blast with you. Excited to see you on your journey, and hopefully eventually someday co-cast on your channel.
Would love to see it happen.
Alrighty, and until next time, friends, be kind to one another, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
Have a good night.